Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve Mcfc. Fulham away, Craven Cottage. According to the Arsenal fans, potential banana skin. Fulham, great season with Marco Silva. Man City coming to town on the back of the win against Arsenal. Would it take anything out of our legs? Kevin De Bruyne picking up a niggle. Rumours going round the morning of the game that Kevin hasn't travelled with the squad. Yeah, it had all the makings of being a slip-up. But with this team, this manager, this set of supporters, on the back of the Arsenal game, I was fully confident. Drove down there Friday, got there around lunchtime. Was it Friday? No, I'm getting my bearings mixed up. Saturday. Game was Sunday. Drove down there Saturday. Got there lunchtime. Beautiful weather. Stayed at Putney Bridge. Talking to a few Fulham fans the night before. A few of them were confident, thinking they could get something. A lot of them was like, no, you're just different gravy at the minute. You know, the way you put Arsenal away. Can't see anyone touching us. I was confident. Got up early on the Sunday. Mr. Gene Gallagher, Liam Gallagher's son. Hold on a minute, my computer's doing a madness. There we go. Mr. Gene Gallagher, Liam Gallagher's son, was supposed to come to the game with me, but like his dad, he can't get out of fucking bed, and he missed it. So, you know, this is what you got to deal with these Gallaghers. You know what I mean? Gene, if you're watching, get out of fucking bed, son. You can come to the match. But yeah, got there. Plenty of blues hanging around the Putney Bridge area. We all walked through the park, got to the ground, got in the away end. The team was announced. Kevin De Bruyne was out. Do you know what I mean? Erling, Haaland, people were saying was rested. He was playing. Alvarez, Spider-Man was in. You know what I mean? Riyad was in. Back four was the same as Arsenal. Akanji playing at left back. Kyle Walker, Stones, Diaz, Rodri was in, Edison. So yeah, we were good to go. There's been a lot of talk about the pitch being dry and the grass being long. Listen, I'm no Alan Titchmarsh, so I ain't got a fucking clue. I go in the ground, I look at the pitch. As long as it's green, yeah, I'm happy with that. Back in the day, used to go to Oldham Athletic. There was not one bit of green on the grass. It wasn't even grass. It was like mud. It was like being in Cambodia in 1982 or a potato field. That is how we used to play it. So as long as the pitch is grass and green and looking luscious, I'm happy with it. But apparently, according to the quotes from Pep, the grass was a bit long. Anyway, game starts, Blues. Yeah? First 2 minutes. Jack Grealish down the left, fires the ball across. Riyad Mahrez inside to Alvarez. He takes a touch. Bang. Tim Ream brings him down. Penalty. Couldn't get a better start than that. Absolutely fantastic. My heart's going 10 to the dozen then because I'm thinking Riyad's going to take it. Now, I've got nothing against Riyad, but if there's a choice between Riyad Mahrez and Erling Haaland to take the penalty, it's Erling every time for me. I'm sorry, Riyad. It is. I just get different vibes when Earl steps up. When you step up, I think of Anfield. I think of Dortmund away. My head starts going a bit mad. As soon as I seen the big Norwegian meat shield grab the ball, I was confident. You know what I mean? I know he missed one in Bayern Munich, but I thought, yeah, we're having it. The big man steps up, smashes it in the bottom corner. 1-0 to City after 3 or 4 minutes. Away ends up bouncing. We're buzzing. Now, Erling Haaland, 50 goals in the season. Unbelievable. And to think that people were saying, you know, oh, he makes City worse and you play better without him and all that. People have just not got a clue. What this guy is doing in English football right now, he's screwing up the rule book, yeah? And he's fucking launching it in the bin. And I said it on streams before the season started. People that talk nonsense about Erling Haaland were just jealous because we know we've got the world-class number 9 and he's proven it. And he's just a monster. He's a threat. His game as well. Let me tell you this. His game is improving. I know people say, well, what do you mean it's improving? He's unreal. Yeah, he's unreal. But his all-round game from the first game of the season to now has improved tenfold. The link-up play, the one-touch layoff, his running, his work rate, everything is improving. The guy is unbelievable. My friend today come to see me, went to the shop to buy an Erling Haaland shirt, sold out. No number 9s left. No H's left. City need to step it up in the souvenir shop, man, because it's Haaland mania in there and you're not ready for it. We need to sort it out. But, yeah, Big Earl steps up 1-0. And we're pretty comfortable other than that then. We're knocking it around well. We've got the majority of the possession. Fulham was huffing and puffing, not really doing too much. They did try and catch us on the break a few times, but we looked steady. But then they undone us with a goal. Big long boot up the field. I think it was a layoff. I can't remember who laid it off. Anyway, the kid sweet strike, bottom right hand corner, Edison's right, 1-1. And even at 1-1, you know, it's not panic stations for us. You know, we had about 4 gears to go. You're thinking to yourself, all right, we've been caught cold. You know, Ruben Diaz was going mad. Akanji was going mad. They were disappointed in the way that they got that goal. But credit to Fulham. You know, they came out, they had a goal. They didn't sit back and try and defend. They didn't start roughing us up. They tried to play football. You know what I mean? Fair play, 1-1. And at that point, you're thinking, all right, we need to step it up. Just let me have a bit of the old brew. I like to have a coffee on these previews. Wake me up. And then we're thinking, right, let's get back in it now. You can almost hear the faint cheers in the distance of the Arsenal fans when Fulham equalised, thinking they had a chance. We could hear you, boys and girls, but you ain't keeping this team out. And then Julian, Alvarez, Spider-Man. What a goal. Picks the ball up 25, 30 yards from goal. Little jink between a couple of players on his right foot. And bang, he smashed it. I'm going to tell the truth. I thought it was flying over the bar. And then all of a sudden, it hit the back of the net. What a finish it was from Alvarez. And you know what? Up until that, he won us the penalty. But up until that, he looked a little bit lost. I thought he needed to get more involved. But then he got more involved. Once he scored that goal, Alvarez, I thought, had a great game. You know, little link-ups here, 1-2. And he's still learning. I think it's 15 goals for the season for Alvarez. I mean, the kid's had a mad year. He signs for Manchester City Football Club. He's playing in the Premier League and he wins the World Cup. The kid could be on for the Premier League, a Champions League, and an FA Cup in his first season in English football. That is unbelievable for this kid. And that goal, he's won us the game with it. You know what I mean? We needed it. We needed a spark, and he pulls it out. Bang, get in. Then it's 2-1 then. It's 2-1. You know, we had some great chances second half. Erling Haaland, he had one low down, which the keeper saved. First half, Jack Grealish had one tipped onto the crossbar. Don't know what Jack was doing to the Fulham fans. He was winding them up. They were going mad. He was proper steering it up over there. And then I think it was just a case of game management second half. I think we had to put Bernardo on. We had to make sure Phil Foden came on. We had to keep the ball. And we had to make sure we didn't do anything stupid. And it's game management, Blues. It's game management. There's a lot of City fans who go, oh, we struggled against Fulham. We didn't struggle. Because we didn't win 4-5-0, people think we struggle. It's not a case of struggling. That was just a normal performance. It was efficient and exactly what champions do. We got our noses in front. We took the steam out of the game. We controlled it and we've seen it out. Perfect. But we did look a little bit tired in spaces, I thought. I think the Arsenal game, mentally and on the legs, took a lot out of our boys. You know, so we were a little bit tired. But we got the job done. It's a great victory. Another banana skin, they said, which we've overcome. 2-1 at Craven Cottage. We got the job done. We're top of the league. We are top of the league. Say, we are top of the league. We are top of the league. Say, we are top of the league. That's what we were singing in the away end. You know, it's been a while, but the chant was out. It doesn't lie. It's a massive psychological step forward in the title race because now they're looking up and thinking, how the fuck have we got to this position? How the fuck are these madmen from Manchester, these sharks on top of us here? Well, I told you why we are. It's because we've got that in the locker. You said we didn't have what you had. You said it was a one-horse race. You said we was a financial abomination. And I said, there's blood in the water and there's a big blue shark right behind you. And that is exactly where we are. I'm talking this close now. We're this close. Yeah, we're this close. We're ready for you. Be careful what you wish for and be careful what you say. It's a long season. Don't run away with your mouth too soon. Trust me. But anyway, Blues, we got the win. 2-1 against Fulham. Fantastic result. Leave in the comments below who you think impressed you in that game. Who do you think was man of the match? You know, I think Alvarez got it on some places, and I think I'm not sure whether it was Rodri. I read somewhere got it, but let me know what you think. It was a big step for us. We've got a crucial week coming up. We've got West Ham Wednesday, Leeds Saturday. Then we're going into the big one in Madrid. So I'm going to touch on West Ham now. I might as well make this a Fulham preview stroke West Ham preview, if that makes sense. So overall, what I took from the Fulham game is that we were a bit tired. You know, we didn't get out of second gear. We had to get the job done. We got the job done. You know, we put them away and we were comfortable near the end. We got the 3 points, one game at a time. People coming up to me outside the ground for interviews for various YouTube channels and TV things. I said exactly the same as them. There's nobody in Manchester going to mention the T word. Yeah? Until we're more or less on top of it. But what we will mention is one game at a time. You know, we keep on moving. We know how to get it done, and that's what we're going to do, one game at a time. That game is gone. It's finished. Manchester City 2, Fulham 1. We move on. West Ham United at home. Tomorrow night. Another potential banana skin, they're saying. You know, West Ham fighting for the points, fighting for their lives. They've also got European competition. They're in the semi-final of the Conference League. Have they got one eye on that? Are they safe? Nobody knows. The relegation dogfight is a madness. All I know is that we're going to be ready. I hope to God Pep doesn't rest too many players or mix it up a little bit stupid and we end up getting caught. I know the players are tired. I know that. We just heard the news today that maybe Sam Allardyce is going to be taking over Leeds. So we know that a different Leeds United is going to turn up next week. So that could be a little bit of a trickier game than what we planned, maybe. But I fully expect us to beat West Ham. I really expect the fans to get behind the team again. It's a Wednesday night. The sun's shining. We get behind the lads early doors. We crank that pressure up at the Etihad like we have been doing. And I think the boys will get the job done. I know West Ham. I watched them against United in the FA Cup. They were unlucky. I've watched them a few times against Liverpool. They were okay. But you just got to watch that Antonio for the outlet. We've got to make sure we don't go too gung-ho. We've got to make sure we dictate the play and we control it. I think we just keep the ball, keep it moving, and eventually we'll break through and we'll get the job done. So I'm expecting Man City to win it. I'm expecting Man City to do a job and go into the Leeds game looking in great nick. I said before Fulham, if we can get 9 points from Fulham, West Ham and Leeds going into Real Madrid away, it's fantastic. I've not heard any news about Kevin De Bruyne. I read something that he might miss West Ham and he'd be ready for Leeds at the weekend. It'd be good to get him out for Leeds and ready for Madrid. Erling Haaland in one paper said he might get arrested. I doubt it. I think he's in full flow. I think he needs his rhythm. I think Earl's going to play. Phil Foden might get a run out. Maybe. I can see that. He maybe rest Riyadh. He might even rest Jack. But I think Grealish benefits, in my opinion, from playing every game. I think when he's playing every game, he's keeping ticking over. And he's playing really, really well. One thing I did want to touch on, though, which is a bit disappointing for me. It's Calvin Phillips. I mean, Calvin Phillips, we bought him big money, 50 million. In my opinion, he was to come in and he was to be the understudy to Rodri, try and fight for Rodri's shirt. We're playing teams like Fulham with 20 minutes to go. We're trying to see the game out. Gundogan's still on the pitch, running his balls off. Calvin Phillips is on the touchline. Now, in my opinion, I don't think Pep trusts him. I don't think he thinks he can do what he wanted him to do. Is it first season syndrome? Could well be. We've said it, a lot of players, Cancelo, Leroy, David Silva, Jack Grealish, Rodri, they all take a season to bed in. But for me, when you see Romeo Lavia playing for Southampton and getting involved in important games and doing things, I think we sacrificed Lavia for Phillips, and Phillips is just not quite there. I don't think anyone trusts him. If he comes on, can you see? Last season, Fernandinho came on with 20 minutes to go and seen the game out, and we knew what we were getting with Fernandinho. Even though he was old, he could win us fouls tactically. He knew when to pass. He knew when to didn't pass. He knew when to dig in. He knew when to, make a tackle, make a foul, and we got us through the game. I don't think Calvin can do that. I don't think Calvin knows where he's playing in this squad. And I just think Pep don't trust him. But I fear for the future of him. He's no doubt a decent player, but is he Manchester City level? I'm starting to doubt it. Let me know in the comments what you think about Calvin Phillips. Is it give him another season? Hopefully he comes on. Or have we seen enough of Calvin? Is he quite the player we were expecting? Is he good enough for Manchester City Football Club? Let me know in the comments. So Blues, West Ham. I'm not going to rattle on about it. It's West Ham at home. It's a must-win game. It's one game at a time. We're going for the title. Yeah? My score prediction, I think it's Man City 3, West Ham 1. I think we get the job done. We crank the pressure up on Arsenal. And then we're moving on to Leeds. I'd just like to say as well, my followers are going up after my little plea about the dream, about getting a plaque, 100,000, which I think is a bit mad. I think I've added about 1,500 extra followers, so I appreciate it. I'd just like to say, I've just got to say, while I'm here, I went to a curry shop in Fulham, called Kaiki or something. I'll put the link in the bio, Kaiki in Fulham, in Putney Bridge. It was the best curry I've ever had in my life. The best curry I've ever had in my life. It was a proper authentic Indian, and I put it on my story, and a lot of Blues went there and had the curry, and they messaged me and said, "Steve, this place is the best." It was a tiny little shop, dead friendly family that run it. The menu's not like you think. I opened it. It was a mad Indian menu with mad stuff I'd never heard of. The guy recommended it to me. I had a tandoori chicken starter, which was massive, which could have done me for a main. I had a biryani and a bit of sauce, but it was absolutely tasty as anything. I'm going to put the link. It's called Kaiki, I think. And it's behind the boathouse in Fulham. And I said I'd give him a shout out because I proper enjoyed it. That was part of the cultural away day trip with Big Steve, where we sample fine cuisine in Fulham. Yeah. So if anyone's in Fulham or you live round there, go to that shop, get a curry with your bird or whatever you want to do. Tell them Big Steve MCFC sent you because he recommended it. It was top notch. So big up Kaiki, whatever you call, because that was the best curry I've ever had in my life. But listen, enough of the cuisine. If anyone wants to sign me up for a cooking show, Big Steve Cooks or Big Steve Grills or anything like that, I'm open for it. As you can see, I like a bit of food. I can't lie. So I'm ready for that. If anyone wants to do it, let's do it. We could have a cook-off. Me and Saeed, City v United, red tomatoes, blue tomatoes. Yeah, where you all load up your cards and all that. See what I mean? I'm inventing game shows now. I'm a man of the people. But anyway, that's another thing for another day. Jamie Oliver, Ainsley Harrison, whatever you want to do. Big Steve, Saeed, red tomatoes, blue tomatoes. We're having it. But anyway, listen, Blues. We've done it. Fulham, one hurdle, we've jumped it. On to the next one. West Ham, tomorrow. Bring the voices. Bring the loudness to the South Stand. Bring the energy. Yeah, big week ahead for Manchester City this week. Please like, share, subscribe my stuff. And yeah, West Ham tomorrow. Come on, City.